Got some real action happening out there right now. Hidden content. Only real superheads can watch. That's true. You thought it was done, but it wasn't. It wasn't over. You know what's up. And that's why there's a face reveal in this stream. Huh? Now, it's bonus content time. We're into bonus content. This is a bonus hour. And you thought everything was all wrapped up. You thought it was all done. You thought it was night-night. You thought it was bedtime. Not quite. Not quite. And it seems as though Craven is the only one who knows. The only real divorce head who's hep to the jive, we could say. The only one. Now then, I just heard what was that? It sounded like sirens. And I'm sure that that's probably a familiar tune to the ears of certain people around here. You know what I'm saying? Sirens? You know what's up. But here's the deal. I was thinking earlier about this guy on YouTube. Do dedication. It's unmatched, yeah. Dedication's unmatched. I was thinking about this guy, and he does cigarette reviews. And I saw that he did one on this very pack. These American Spirits, which happen to be the favorite brand of David Lynch. God rest his soul. And he posted a video just earlier tonight. I don't know, you ever seen this guy, Carrot? He does cigarette reviews, and he said, I'm going to smoke a cigarette while I explain why I'm not paying my credit card bill. And that was his newest upload, I think just from yesterday. And when I saw that he was smoking this very American Spirit, I was like, well, that sounds pretty good. You know, I don't really consider myself a smoker. I enjoy one from time to time. I like the little rush. Thank God, finally good. Is this good content? You like this? Is this decent? It's pretty decent. And I was like, well, I'll go on and just fucking smoke one of these shits, because this guy did. And he smokes like a new cigarette like all the time. I'm not on that level at all. I wouldn't classify myself as a smoker. I just like one occasionally. I like one when I've been drinking a little bit, you know? Sue me. Whatever, man. I mean, it's whatever. So, here we go. I figure it's about as good a time as any to just fucking... I'll step right over here so I'm by the door, so I don't bombard the house with cigarette smoke. And I just got this lighter. It's a basic ass one. It's nothing special. It's not a Zippo. It's nothing fancy. It's not too bad though. Cigarette Andy's Rejoice. How about that shit? What do you consider a cigarette Andy? I've never heard that phrase before. That turn of phrase. What is that? And there it is. And that right there, my friends, that's the joy of not being like a full-time smoker. 2 hits and I got a fucking head rush, man. And it's nice. It's like a jolting, like uplifting thing, and it's something that stuck with me ever since I worked at Speedway. I will need to open this partially. Bootsy, hold on. Look, Bootsy's hanging out by the door because she wants to get out. Imagine that. She wants to flee from me, right? But, no, but really. It's like, you know, when I worked at Speedway, I've probably talked. Look, if you're going to be a friend of this channel, you're going to have to realize I like telling the same stories over and over again. Because I'm kind of a nostalgic guy. I like reliving things. I like reliving famous moments from my life. Oh, Twitch shit lingo. Andy is like a fan. I always thought of that as a stan. I've heard Stan, but I've never heard Andy. What's the etymology of Andy? I don't know Andy. Is that from a song too? Oh, it probably is the autism. I won't deny. I've said that before. I bet if I went and sat down with someone, yeah, no problem. No problem, man. If I went and sat down with someone, dude, I'd get a diagnosis like that. You fucking better believe it, dude. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the wife's joined. Well, hey, Jess. I just figured if I was going to be down here smoking a cig, I might as well live stream it and try and get a little more content out of the equation, right? Craven says, "Go away, Jess. Do not deprive me of content." I'm just hanging out with Carrot. We're just broing out, dude. We're just hanging out. And I said, oh yeah, that's good. Dude, Bootsy just reached up here to grab my cigarette. This isn't drunk, though. This is not a drunk stream. It's a cigarette stream. Different things going on. It's a smoke stream. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounds nice. Sounds nice. What I was going to say is one of my favorite things about working at Speedway when I did, as a non-smoker who sometimes dabbles, is that from time to time, I'd be like, man, I'd be there, it'd be like 3 a.m, and I'd be like, I'm going to buy a pack of smokes, man. I'm going to step outside and smoke a cigarette. And I'd do that, and I'd get this glorious head rush, which I'm guessing most cigarette smokers don't get once you smoke for a long while. I'm guessing after you've been smoking for a long while, that goes away. And I don't know. Craven, are you a regular smoker? Do you smoke on the reg? If you smoke on the reg, I'm guessing the head rush goes away. But it made me glad I never took up smoking full time, because when I do, I get this nice uplifting rush. And it's nice. It's good. It is nice. And you can see why people would do it. Craven says I smoke a few times a week, nothing crazy. Okay, yeah, not too bad. You can't smell it up there. Jess is bullshitting so much. She says she can smell it. Look, I'm downstairs with this door open, so most of the smoke's going outside. She's saying that up not just one flight of stairs, but up 2 into our bedroom, that she can smell cigarette smoke. You can't smell this right now. There's no way. There is no way you smell cigarette smoke when I am at our back downstairs door. Having a smoke in honor of David Lynch. She says, I smell as clear as day. Why would I? Because you want to make me look like a jackass, I think. You can come here and have one if you want. What reason would you have to make that up? Because you want to look cool in front of the chat. You want to look cool in front of Craven. Here's something I always wondered. What do you guys think is more legit? Do you think, like, is this more legit when you smoke like this? I've always kind of equated this grip with weed. But there are some people who prefer to smoke their regular cigarettes like this. I want the cat out. Do you prefer this grip or this grip? What do you use, Craven? Do you do in betwixt the two fingers like this, or do you hold it like this? Do you do this, or do you do this? Which one do you like more? This feels more natural for a cigarette to me. It's nice. That's nice. It's almost like you prefer the betwixt. Yeah. I think it's a little more elegant. This one, holding like this, yeah, it's always felt more like a weed thing. This is like more of a joint. You would smoke a joint holding it like this, but this is more of a cigarette. It's a little more elegant. You let people know it's just a cigarette. It's just more for fun. Oh, you already brushed your teeth. You can brush them again. You can come down and have a smoke with. I'll even smoke one more. Jess deprives me of content once again. Are you going to deprive Craven of Jess smoking stream? How often do you get to see your favorite streamers smoking a cig? I feel like it's not very popular. Maybe because of the the bum rap that cigarettes have gotten over the years. I think I got one more drag here, max, on this one. But I'm feeling pretty nice. Pretty nice. I had a little shot of little travel size Woodford. Hey, Markiplier's never done a smoke stream ever. I'm gonna have to put this out now. It's done. It's toasted. I'm gonna step outside. I don't have a light out here. That's why I was standing inside. Hold on. One last little toss down in there. There it is. All right. All right. Ah, get out of there. Okay. Ah. Oh, nice and good. Nice and good, man. Yeah. It's gone. It's all done. I thought Jess was going to bed. I thought she was asleep for the night. I guess she got her alert, didn't she? Look at that. There's one waiting for you, Jess, if you want it. Right here. You can come and get it. It's calling your name. You're trying. You're trying, but can you resist? Are you going to resist? You heard me talking and smell the smoke. Well, do you want the smoke? Do you want this smoke? There's one for you if you want it. There's one here for you if you want it, Jess. The Legos are done. Look, you did that all by yourself. That'll be next time. She said bed wins this round. It's too cozy. Too cozy. All right, that's fine. I understand. I don't know if Carrot understands. I don't know if he'll be so understanding. But for me, it seemed worth it to go live one last time for the evening. You know, that's what it seemed like. Just right out that window. Oh, boy. Not even Markiplier. Not even Markiplier does this for his viewers. It's funny you said rain check because it's raining right now. Oh, shit. You saw Slenderman out there? You saw Slenderman? Where'd you see Slenderman? I didn't see him. I didn't see no Slenderman. It says I got 4 people here. And oddly enough, only 1 thumbs up. 4 people, 1 thumbs up. 4, 1 thumbs up. That doesn't add up to me. That's not good arithmetic. That makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. And maybe I am. That could be. But, okay, so it's a bonus stream, right? It's bonus. It's a bonus stream. This is all bonus. It didn't have to happen, but it did. And I figure, okay, that's cool. What do I do now? Do I end it here? Is this all? Could be. That could be it. Or maybe not. How much does a pack of American Spirits running? I don't know, because when I bought these, I also bought them in conjunction with a bunch of other items. So I'm not sure what the actual price is. You have to rate the cigarettes out of oh, yes, I do need to do that, don't I? Out of 1,000. Well, here's what I like about these. Is that the ingredients in this pack, they list it all right here. They say tobacco and water. How about that? Tobacco and water. And so you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, they got all these different weird things and weird chemicals they put in the smokes now. So you don't have to list your ingredients. But if you do, then you're making a statement. You're saying, here's what we're using. We're using tobacco and water. No, these are not menthols. These are just natural American spirits. That's it. And they got the Indian on the front, or the Native American, if you will, whatever you prefer. I can kind of go either way. You know, I'm fine. I know what it means when I say Indian. If I say it's an Indian on the front, that's an Indian. I don't get confused. In my mind, I know, am I talking about an American Indian? Or do I mean like an Indian from India? This is not like Vivek Ramaswamy blend cigarette. This is like Shawnee. Who's lurking right now? I don't know. Who are you? Who is lurking right now? Because I know we got Carrot, we've got Jess. There are two other people lurking right now. And I think what Craven wants to know is, who are you? Who are you right now? Who are you, you lurker? You're allowed to lurk, but it's curious. It definitely brings up questions of curiosity. Who are you if you're lurking? Why wouldn't you say hello? I don't know. People have their own secrets, right? Fine. Keep your secrets. That's what they say in Lord of the Rings. They must be voyeurs. Yeah. It's a voyeuristic attitude. But it's allowed. JJ said I made him get out of bed, to announce that he's no longer lurking. Okay, well there's one. So we've got Carrot, Craven, we've got Jess, we've got JJ. There's someone, and now that's it. Someone else left. Someone left. Okay. But he was being a filthy voyeur, and now he's not. Now we know. Now we know. Lurkers will die. Millions must chat. That's right. That's the way it goes. I think that's a fair assessment, isn't it? But I just, I wish that if I had one wish to fulfill, it would have been that Jess would walk down those stairs and come on by and she could smoke one with you. But she wasn't willing to do that. She said she's already cozy in bed. She built that Mario, and she said, that's it for me. Well, we have to respect it to some degree. I decided to put on this this jacket here. Oh my God, stop. No. Hearts have been broken. But Justin says the older one gets, the more coziness of bed wins. Yeah, I get that. I get it. It makes sense to me. I understand. It makes sense enough. This is a jacket that I bought. This was for the 20th anniversary of the Phantom Menace, when Jess was tattooing at the Star Wars Celebration. You want to see what's on the back? What do you think's on the back of this jacket? Do you think it's really cool? Do you think it's probably cool? You want to see how cool this jacket is on the back? What do you guys think is on the back of this Star Wars Celebration jacket? If you had to guess, what do you think is on the back of this jacket? What do you think? Greedo shot first. Is that your guess? Do you think on the back it says Greedo shot first? Do you think that's what it is? Or are you just being cheeky? Han Solo pulling a goatsy. That could be. That could very well be. But it's not. It's not Han Solo. It's not Solo pulling a goatsy. I'll show you. Some form of Star Wars goatsy. No, it's not. It's not that. That's not what it is. Here, I'll show you, okay? Jess already had her nicotine pouch, so that's her limit for the day. Oh, yeah, she was doing them Zins. Jess was popping Zins, guys. She didn't even let you guys know. She was trying to... Jess was trying to hide it from the chat. See, I won't hide shit from you guys. Jess tries to hide it. She wants to hide from you guys that she's popping Zins during the chat. I'm not going to do that. I didn't pop a single Zin. I smoked one of these, and I let you guys know, full transparency, that was what was going on. No big deal. Jess is over there. She's trying to tell you guys, oh, no, I got to go to sleep. No, I'm not going to do a goatsy next. No, I won't do that. We're not going to do that. Look, I'm not streaming on Pornhub, guys. Here, let me turn this around so I can show you what's on my jacket. Look at this. Look, check this out. Yeah, she probably was doing some lewds before the chat. She got them from Good Brother. I think that's what happened. Here's what's actually on the back of this. Here it is. Look at that. Nice, shiny. Look, you get on the sleeve. Close that down. You get that slash right there going up the sleeve. And you get the full fucking Darth Maul. The shiny Darth Maul. What, I stand in line like 3 hours to get that thing? Yeah, something like that. Oh, you think Star... Wait, hold on. JJ says badass, but Star Trek is better. You think Star Trek is better than that? I mean, Star Trek is better than Disney Star Wars. I will give you that for sure. There's no disputing that. But is Star Trek better than this? Is there anyone in Star Trek that they could put right here that would be cooler than Darth Maul? And that's where I have to say no. I don't think so. The Phantom Man ass. Yeah. Yeah. The Phantom Man ass. We're not done though. Hold on. Here's the inside. Look at the inside of this jacket. Look at that. What, are you going to put Captain Kirk there instead? You want a big William Shatner face instead of that? Come on. Come on. It's crazy. Yeah, it is very cool. Very cool indeed. And I think that's what separates your Star Trek and your Star Wars. Really. At the end of the day, is that you can't make a jacket like this for Star Trek. I just don't think you can. You could try to, but I don't know who you're gonna put on it instead of Darth Maul. Spock? A Leonard Nimoy? I like Leonard Nimoy, but he's not cooler than Darth Maul. It's not reversible. It's just, it's the lining. It's not meant to be reversible. Look, I don't hate Captain Kirk. But, come on. I like Mass Effect. I really do. One of my favorite games ever. The first one. The first one is the best. No question. The first Mass Effect is the best. Um, Mass Effect 2 was good, but none of them ever lived up to Mass Effect 1 for me. Mass Effect 2 was still really good. Mass Effect 3 was a massive dip down. And I remember working at GameStop when Mass Effect 3 came out and getting these lame, like, they were like little sales sheets, right? When Mass Effect 3 was about to come out, we got these sales sheets. And they were trying to get us to push the pre orders. And they're like, find out if your customers like Gears of War. Are they Gears fans? Sell them on Mass Effect 3 using these various points. And then it was like, okay, do your customers like Call of Duty? Sell them on Mass Effect 3 using these points. And they had that basically for like every single game that was popular back at that time. And I was like, this is lame. This is really lame. This isn't Mass Effect. I shouldn't be selling Mass Effect to Call of Duty fans. That's how I felt. It was like, is your favorite video game Mass Effect or Call of Duty? Is your favorite video game COD Blops? Okay, well then you're probably not going to be super into Mass Effect. Unless you also like super deep space-based RPGs, you know? But they went all in on that idea of like appealing to everyone. And I think what happened is they appealed to no one. And I would say unanimously across the board, they failed to have 3 resonate with anyone on a super deep level. A lot of longtime Mass Effect fans felt like 3 was just kind of like a letdown. It was like all of the work that you did. If you had been playing as the same character from 1 through 3, you got to the end of 3 and felt like all the choices you made were just for shit. Like it didn't matter. And all the while, they were pushing this narrative that was like, no. If you're still using the same save file from 1 to 3, you're going to have massive changes in the way the story plays out. And then it didn't. You know what I mean? And so much of that game up to that point was choice-based. What'd you do? What'd you have your character do? How was it going to play out? It didn't seem to matter at the end. What was it? It was like the color slightly changed on the last cutscene or some shit. You know, it was like, it was so lame. And they lost a lot of fans. And then they did Andromeda, which I never even bothered fucking with. Because they're like, this looks like just ass. Just absolute ass. Yeah, they were trying to grow the audience inauthentically. Craven said the endings were shit, but gameplay was good. Mass Effect 2 was best. Maybe gameplay-wise, like running around, the combat and all that. But as far as depth and being like like a traditional deep RPG, I don't think it gets any better than 1. I don't think 2 even touches it. The exploration, the depth that you could go with your character, you know, all the lore that was in the game. 1 was really, really deep, almost to the point that was a little overwhelming at first. But if you hung in there, it was very, very rewarding. And it felt like every entry that you went along, that it just felt skimpier. Skimpier. And then I saw what Andromeda was going to be about. I watched some of the gameplay and I was like, this looks like garbage. This doesn't even look like it's in the same universe. That was my thinking. The only ending worth a damn was telling that dumb fucking child no, and then everything gets nuked anyway. It got shallow. I think it got shallow. What do you think? Craven, did Mass Effect get shallow? Because I think that's a good way of putting it. And that's a nice and easy way of putting it. It got shallow. The first one was very deep. It allowed the player to go deep. It allowed you to go basically as deep as you wanted to. There was so much to read, so many plans to explore, people to talk to, things to learn. 2 still had a lot of that, but it seemed to be pared down a bit. And then by the time you got to 3, it felt like they were really trying to make it Gears of War Mass Effect. And I like Gears of War, but I didn't want Mass Effect to become Gears of War. Man, that's how it felt. They saw the success that Gears and COD were having at that time, and they're like, well, what if we just tweak it to make it more like those games so we can get those players to come and play our game? And then at the same time, they don't realize they're going to alienate all the fans that made Mass Effect what it was. Craven said it was a Star Wars sequel trilogy situation. They didn't plan on anything beyond the first movie, and then the wheels fell off the wagon. Same with the games in a way. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's fair. But, you know, anytime anyone's asked, like, which Mass Effect game should I play if I was going to play any of them, I always say number 1. Because for me, that was where the magic was. And what? Star Wars prequels? I think the prequels were made to hit much better after people saw the sequel trilogy. There was a lot of bitching, and I was amongst the bitchers when the prequel trilogy came out. Because if you compare the prequels to the original trilogy, it's like, yeah, you got to be crazy to prefer the prequel trilogy to the original. But it's still like a George Lucas creation. He went a little wacky in his ideas and all the crap he wanted to do with CG and stuff. But it was still his. Still the same story, but fucking the sequel trilogy, not Star Wars. It's like it's not even bad fan fiction. Because fan fiction is written by fans, people who like Star Wars. The sequel trilogy in Star Wars was written by people, produced by people, directed by people, for the most part, who don't give a shit. I will accept your battle.net friend request, Craven, the next time I log in. I haven't done it yet. Because I got so butthurt, it logged me out. I told you this. It logged me out for no reason. And then I tried entering in the password I thought I used, and it was like, oh, no, that's not it. Okay, well, I'll have to figure out what it is. I'll have to, like, reset the password, and I just haven't done it since. But I will. I will. I promise you that. I promise. I will accept your request when I log back in next time. Okay? You got my word. It's true. It's not an excuse. It's just true. I haven't logged back in. I haven't played Overwatch since the last time I streamed it for that reason. Because I hate when I get logged out for no reason at all, and then I try to log back in. Oh, no. No, that's not the one you use. That's not the right password. Okay, whatever. I should do an Overwatch stream with viewers. Well, I'd like to. I can't make people show up, though. I don't know. I don't know what people are going to show up for, when people will show up. That's why I've tried making things uniform. It's like, all right, just stop by at 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. I'll be here live. Come on by. Hang out. You hear that? That might have been the Slenderman back there. Still got that door open. I hope it's not Slenderman. I hope not. I know. Yeah, my memory is probably going as an older man. I'm not as young as I once was, but I'm as young once as I ever was. How about that? You know what I'm saying? You know? You get it? That's what the Discord/Twitter is for. I don't have. I've told you before. I've got a Discord set up, but I haven't used it. I don't know. Would people use a Super Divorce Discord? You know, where you could get together and you could talk shit about me when I'm not streaming. Maybe. You want to run it? You want to run the Clips channel? I'll give you a percentage of whatever the take home is off of whatever market share and super chats, ad revenue. I'll give you a share of it. Yeah, I mean, I wish forums worked, but people just won't use them. It's too bad. We've moved beyond it. No one wants to sign up for a forum anymore. You know, it's just that's just the way it is. That's what we live in now. No one wants to do that. I get it. But people will do a Discord, I guess. And maybe they'll do views over at a Clips channel. I might do that sometime. If I could find someone to do it, to like clip out pertinent things, you know? And I'll pay a percentage. A nice chunk. Because I'm not doing it. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to run my own Clips channel and then also enact all these other things that I'm trying to do. You know, I can't do Super Duper Divorce and daily uploads and live streams and a super show and a Clips channel. I just can't. It's too much. It's too much. Most of these dudes out there with big channels aren't even doing their own editing. You know, they'll get the raw footage of the game they play and they pass it on, and then someone else does the shit for them. Which is why, for my uploads, I usually just have me in the corner playing the fucking game, and that's that. And why it's not like every 2 seconds, oh my God, what was that? And then back out, and then, oh wow, 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 wow. You know? You want me to do crystal meth? Yeah. Yeah, I could do crystal meth. I could do that. I could do a completely different crystal meth channel. Crystal meth gameplays. Crystal meth in games. Yeah, like I do bone broth in games, I could do crystal meth in games. That might be something to try. That might be fun to do sometime. Molly stream. Games whilst high on E. Yeah. I've never done that before. But maybe. Yeah. I've never been a big drug guy. But for the channel, maybe. Ketamine in games. Yeah, there's one. There's a good one. Ketamine, Molly. I was talking about doing different, like Sega, Evercade, Chill Stream. You know, maybe instead of doing that, I should just do like a stream on a different drug every night of the week. Maybe that would be good. Yeah. Too Mad knows about that one. I don't know Too Mad. I don't know like any streamers though. I'll probably name off like on one hand the streamers I know. The other YouTubers or even Twitch guys. is like Markiplier, PewDiePie, Queso. Who else? IShowSpeed. I don't even watch him, but I know him. KSI. Who else? It's like 5 guys. Guys I know of that, like, I don't really watch though. Well, the only guys of those I just mentioned that I watch are like Markiplier and PewDiePie. Two that I will watch. I know Queso, I don't watch him. I know KSI, I don't watch him. I know IShowSpeed, I don't watch him. I know Ninja, don't watch him. Know 8-Bit Ryan, I don't watch him. I know Cubs Scouts, I don't watch him. And these are mostly people that I've seen because other people have commented on various videos of mine, like, oh, I came here because of such and such channel. That's happened, I think, from poop killer videos, mostly, where people are like, oh, now I see why 8-Bit Ryan didn't show the whole poop killer video, or came here from Queso's channel because he cut certain parts out, and that's it. But I don't watch any of these people. I don't know what they're getting up to. Oh, I know Dak Blake and a guy named Kalis and Unspeakable. Some guys I've seen my kids watching. I don't watch them though. Who else? Magnavox Odyssey. You want me to play the Odyssey on a live stream? Too Mad overdosed on ketamine while playing Overwatch and oh, he died. Wow. People only knew he was dead because it said he was on Overwatch for like 3 days straight. Jesus. Well, that's awful. I don't want to do that. I don't want to die on live stream. That'd be shitty. You know? I'd like to be entertaining and engaging. I don't want to be dead. Who else? Who else do people watch? Asmongold. I don't watch him. I know who he is. Asmongold. I don't even know what his shtick is. He has long hair and he's got kind of a beard like this. I think Sona might have mentioned him one time. Asmongold. I don't watch him. I'd know him if he showed me a picture, but I don't know him. I don't know what his content is like. Oh, I know the Charlie guy. Charlie. Penguin Zero? Penguins? I've seen some of his videos. And then, of course, the OG, James Rolfe. But I don't consider him a streamer. He doesn't really stream. Craven said Asmongold is insufferable. I don't know anything about him. The only thing I know is that Sona has mentioned him before, I believe. I think it was her. But I've never watched one of his streams. I don't know what his shtick is. I don't know what he gets up to. I don't know what types of games. Does he play games? Or does he just do like... Because I see this a lot. I'll go on Twitch when I wrap up a stream and I look on like the home page and it's a lot of people just sitting there. It's like this view, you know, but they're in their computer room and it's like, and they're just talking. They're not playing games. There seems to be no like particular topic. And it's like, is that the answer? Is that what people are wanting? Is that what people look forward to? I guess that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not talking about games, really. I'm just kind of sitting here shooting the shit. But if you did that all the time, is that what people want? Is that what they want? Craven said, I watched 15 minutes of Asmongold and quickly realized we disagree fundamentally about literally everything. JJ said occasional games, but he is basically a React channel where he just talks and shares his overblown opinions on everything from current events to YouTube drama to politics to games to life. And yeah, it's like I've no shortage of hot takes or strong opinions, but I don't necessarily view myself as an authority on much of anything. So I kind of don't, like, if people ask, I'm more than happy to share my feelings on this or that. You know, I'm not hiding, but I don't think people necessarily need, that's not what I lead with. I'd rather talk about bullshit in a way, because I feel like so many people want to share their hot takes and share their opinions on the news of the day and the goings on and the fucking horse shit, as if their opinion somehow holds more weight than the person watching, their next door neighbor. Your next door neighbor is probably just as or more qualified to speak on current events than I am. So what? Because I'm on YouTube, my opinion matters more. You should listen to me. I just don't. I don't get that. I'm not about that. And then, yeah, YouTube drama, whatever. What this guy did in his last stream, or what this guy said about this, or that shit just, I don't give a fuck. I don't watch it. I don't watch that stuff, so I can't imagine the people coming to my channel are going to be wanting to hear me ramble on about it. It's just not, it's not what I'm here to do. I don't fucking get it. Doesn't make any sense. Asmongold is lowest form of human existence. About the lowest you can get. No matter how low you are, you'll never be as low as Asmongold. You love YouTube drama. Good background noise. I mean, I guess if you've got drama taking place between like two channels you really like, and maybe they're like in the mix and they're feuding. But if I just sat here and had to talk about like something controversial going on with, let's say, the Charlie guy, Penguin Zero, is that what the fuck is, what is he? I just hear him called Charlie all the time. People say Charlie. If there was some beef between Charlie and Markiplier, like what do I have to say about that that's going to make any fucking difference to anyone? Like, listen to them talk about it back and forth. I don't have anything to add. You know? I don't even know what drama there is. The only drama that I know of that I've seen recently that I have anything to say anything about is like Ethan Klein from H3, where I saw this clip of him recently and I was like, what the fuck is going on with that dude? And I'm not trying to like be controversial. I say this as someone who used to love watching H3 videos back in the day. I was like, how do you go from Vape Nation and doing like team up videos with JonTron and Humongous, that skit, that whole thing, having that guy on, to doing this like this weird sort of like unhinged political ranting nonstop on your podcast? Like, that's a weird transition to me. I hope to never make that transition. I hope I never go in that route, that direction. That would be a bummer. Because, you know, then people will be like, man, remember when Super Divorce used to make Super Duper Divorce, and he would live stream and build Legos, and now all he does is like go on these weird tangents about geopolitics and stuff. Like, I just don't understand this route, this path that certain YouTubers take, where they stop doing everything that made them famous. They stop engaging with the audience in every way that brought the audience to them. And then they go off on these kind of like, is it self-righteous tangents? Is that what it is? Is it self-righteousness? Do they start to believe that their opinions hold more weight than they actually do because they gain that platform, and that kind of like entices them to take their content in this like more serious, oh, I've got to make sure that I make a change in the world. Is it that kind of thing? I don't ever want to do that. I just want to fucking, as I say in, I think my Twitch profile, online court jester shaking my ass for the masses. That's really what I'm here to do. Make some music from time to time, play some video games, and shoot the shit with whoever feels like it. That's my goal. Craven said, not even that. Internet shit flinging. Person A gets exposed for doing something funny / retarded. Person B points and laughs. Good fun for the whole family. Wait till I hear about iDubbbz. I've heard that name before, but I don't know who it is. If you put like a series of pictures up on the screen, you're like, point out iDubbbz, I wouldn't be able to do it. I've heard the name before, but I don't know who it is. I don't pay close enough attention. They lost perspective, got high on their own supply of influence. Yeah. I mean, I can see how that happens. I hope it never happens to me. I'll do everything in my power to make sure it never happens here. If we ever attain any level of renown here at Super Divorce, I hope to just have a good time, you know, and avoid all that shit. That's what I love about James Rolfe. That's what I love about old AVGN, man. I think he's done a great job avoiding all that. They tried to rope him into it back in 2016 when the new Ghostbusters came out. You know, with the... Oh, no! I got to plug in here. When the new Ghostbusters came out in 2016 with the female cast, and he was like, I'm not going to watch it. And a lot of people got pissed off, and they accused him of this and that. And I was like, oh, he's a misogynist, you know, and all this shit. And he was like, I'm just not interested. That's not Ghostbusters to me. They did what Ethan did, but 10 times worse, if you can believe it. iDubbbz had the biggest fall from grace. Why was his the biggest? What did he do? What did iDubbbz do? How did he get popular? You're going to have to explain to me, because I'm not familiar with his story. iDubbbz. What did he do? Yeah, how did he get popular, first of all? What was his claim to fame? And then what happened to cause him to fall from grace? What led to the fall? What was it? Was it that? Was it getting high on his own supply? Buying into his own bullshit too much? Stuff like that? Here, let me... I'm trying to get in a decent position here. Hey, you might remember this guy from a Super Duper Divorce. Hey, remember him? Huh? He knocked my block right off. in a Super Duper Divorce video. My old nemesis up there. We'll let him rest easy for now. What did he do? He went from multiple millions of subscribers and millions of views making edgy, filthy, Frank-esque content. I remember Filthy Frank. To getting like 200 views per podcast episode he does now. Oh. Well, what happened? How did he do that? The podcast transition, was that it? Well, see, here's my thing. I started doing a podcast long before I would say most people did. So the Super Divorce Supercast started a long time ago, back when it was still like a full band. And we just did it because it seemed like a cool idea, a cool way to connect with people who listen to the music, give them a little something extra. Because that's what I always hated about being in a band, is just using the internet to be like, hey guys, here's a new album. Go fucking buy it. You know, I like the idea of being able to stay in touch with people and to give them something like regularly. So that was my idea when the YouTube channel was basically just where we uploaded music or music videos. It was like, why don't we do a podcast where we can just put an episode up every week and it's just us kind of shooting the shit and hanging out. And it wasn't like super serious. We would just talk about whatever. Usually had kind of a theme, but it would be like, let's talk about Weekend at Bernie's. Let's review candy. Let's do stupid bullshit that's just like whatever and fun. It wasn't meant to change the world. It was meant to give people who listened to Super Divorce music something else that they could listen to and engage with and connect with that was beyond the music. You know? Because that's something I've always disliked about the musician's approach to engaging with fans anyway. Is this like, here's a new album. Now we're going to go away for several years. And when we've got something else to sell you, we'll show back up and ask for your money. So I always like the idea of connecting with people on a more consistent basis and giving people something more. And I've tried to carry that over into today with YouTube. Okay, so on iDubbbz, Craven said he abandoned his old audience to pander to more politically correct audience. Cut to one failed charity boxing event later, his career is dead. His content is too boring for new audiences. And he told his old audience to fuck off. That never works out for people. I've never gotten that either. There are several people whom I have stopped being a patron of over the years because of that kind of thing. Where it's like, well, if you're not with me on this and this and this, then you can go fuck yourself. And it's like, okay, you think it's difficult for me to not give you my money? Is it going to be that tough? I mean, these dudes, man, they're out there huffing their own farts. That's the type of people you're dealing with here. People who say stuff like that. If you aren't with me on this and this and this, then you can stop buying my product. Okay. You just saved me however much fucking money a month. Yeah, you tell people to leave and they'll leave. And I think some of these dudes can't realize, they can't fathom that. They get so used to people hanging around them and kissing their asses. It's like, well, you know, I can make my feelings known here, and rather than having people leave and driving them away, my ultimatum is going to change their minds. They're going to come over to my side because I said, if you don't feel this way, you can fuck yourself. And that's going to be the thing that makes them realize they were wrong, and they're going to come over to my side and they're going to be on my team. And instead, I think what a lot of people do is they say, okay, fair enough. You just saved me however much money a month I was spending on your shit. Yeah, put the content in the bag or I'll find someone else who can. Hold on the grandstanding. I agree with you. Totally. As a content creator. I kind of hate that term. Content creator. Whatever. I'm a fucking guy who just... I like making stuff. I like making music. I like making videos. I like sharing shit that's cool. That's about it. It's not much deeper than that for me. You know? That's about it. That's what you get here. Is just, here's something cool that I found. Like this. Here's a magazine with fucking Sega games in it. Like, how would I go from this to make sure you listen to me about geopolitics? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's absolutely no fucking way Ethan or Ian make anywhere near close to what they did at their peak. It's not chasing money, it's something else. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. That's why I appreciate dudes who still just do their thing. Guys who just keep their heads down and keep doing what they were doing the whole time. That's why I think the goats of YouTube, in my personal humble opinion, are like, well, the small number of dudes that I actually watch, who when they post something new, I will go out of my way to view it. And I've got like James Rolfe. If there's a new AVG in, I watch it. Rarely now, unfortunately. I wish he posted more. But JonTron or Pat the NES Punk. Anytime he does a new episode, I'm on it. And PewDiePie and Markiplier. It's like, I feel like those guys have done a great job of just doing their thing and not getting wrapped up in this like grander, like, okay, well now I've had my YouTube success. It's time for me to transcend that and start changing the world. It's like, dude, you just talk about video games. You post yourself reacting to video games or doing video game reviews. You're not a fucking senator. You're not a career politician. You're not even especially well versed in the world of politics. I'm not saying a person can't go from being an entertainer to a politician if they show you they've put in the work to get there and that there's someone you should give credence to when it comes to their opinion. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of these dudes just gain some level of celebrity and they're like, now I'm going to use that to try to twist people's minds into agreeing with me because they follow me for entertainment. And because they trust me as like an entertainer and they've been coming to watch my videos for so long, I can twist their minds into believing the things I believe. And I never want to do that. That's the furthest thing from my goal. I've never wanted that. I don't like that. Yeah. And, that's not to say I've never commented on politics or social issues. I have. I have in the past. I try to stay away from it more now because I think my perspective has changed a bit over time. But I never have ever, even in videos where I was like getting very, very opinionated, I never would have told someone, if you're here watching me, I want you to go away if you don't believe the same things I do. That's never been an opinion of mine. I would never say that because I don't feel that way. There are people whose videos I watch,
be it content creators, musicians, movie stars. I don't expect everyone to think the same things that I do. I wouldn't even expect that of like my own children. So disagreement's fine. That's fine with me. I don't care. I think it's, as, what'd you say? Craven mentioned narcissism, political brain rot. Yeah. Yeah, mostly a narcissistic attitude, thinking that your particular view is the only one that's valid. And that if you're not there with me, then I don't even want you in my orbit. That's crazy. Yeah, you're not going to get that from me. And if I ever start veering off down that road, I hope people would call me on it. And I hope you'd say, hey, dude, come on. Remember what you said? Eh? Yeah. I hope everyone would call me on that bullshit, because that's not what we're about here. Well, he is about calling me on my bullshit when I'm not even doing anything wrong. So hopefully, if I actually started being a fuck up and veering off course, then there would be some real come to Jesus type energy. You know what I mean? That's what I hope. I'm not looking for strict adherence. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a cult. I don't want a bunch of fucking glad handers. You guys know what I mean? That's not what I'm after. Just want to have a good time. That's all. And we can have a good time even with people who are talking shit. And Carrot Craven is evidence of that, I would say. So, yeah. Fucking A. This is beautiful right here. I didn't think this was ever going to happen, guys. Issue number 8 of Sega Mania magazine. This is what convinced me to say, okay, I'll bring it back. I'll bring back Sega Mania Mania. We'll get back to it. Look at this. Look at this superstar right here. I doubt... I doubt JJ is going to know. Unless he's gone back and watched all of the Sega Mania streams. But look who we got right here. Look at that. Look who's on that page right there. Simon Pike. We got Simon Pike. We got Sam Forrester. We got Tim Hugel. Or Hugall. I always like saying Hugall. There's Tim Hugall. There he is. Rob Kirkup. Steve Andrews, I think Alex Aldridge might be kind of new. Tom Anson. And I feel like we've lost someone in the mix there. I don't know. It's been a while since we've done one. But it's good to know. Tim Hugall and Simon Pike. We're going to be doing some new shit when we get back to the Sega Mania streams. And if you guys would like, here, while they're still doing it, this might be worth looking into. Sega Mania back issues. There you go. What does it say? Available via mini crowd-funded campaigns. Every time we receive 30 orders for an issue, we print a batch and ship them. Then we reset the counter and do it all over again. Don't delay. Get on your computer and help fund your copies now. So if there were any copies that you missed out on that you wish you could have a physical copy of, there you go. You can do it right there. Sega-mania.com. That's how that works. All right? Okay. Well, I think now it's probably a good time for me to get to bed. All right? I'm going to go down, or I'm going to go up rather, and I'm going to lay down. I'm going to, should I get my earbuds out, my Raycon wireless earbuds? Should I put those in and put on some Asmongold as I go to sleep? Would that be a good idea? Should I find the most viewed Asmongold video and listen to it while I'm nodding off tonight? Would that be a good idea to do? Is it going to make me a better person? What do you guys think? Only if I went to cringe sleep. Well, is cringe sleep good for you? Is it restorative? Yep, I'll do that. I'm not sure if I want to cringe sleep. I might just want to just relax without cringing. So maybe I won't put on Asmongold as I'm going to nod off tonight. Maybe I'll save that for some other time. Okay. All right, good idea. All right, guys. Well, JJ, thanks for coming back by. I'm sorry that I got you out of bed. You said you were in bed, and then you heard the stream, and then it was like you felt like you had to get up out of bed. I didn't mean to interrupt your slumber, but I hope that you slumber well now through the night and into the morning, and that you have a good restful, restorative sleep. Okay? All right. Okay. And Carrot, wherever you are, okay? All right. Monday night, 10 p.m., the return of Sega Mania with Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition on the Sega Mega Drive. Till next time, take real good care. Keep kicking ass. Love you lots. Lord willing, be back very soon with another video for you to watch. Bye-bye.